YouTube viewers, it's Crystal here. In the last video I made, we discussed R's inbuilt data sets, and so how you can select data sets in R to practice on. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to describe one of R's inbuilt data sets. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use the air quality data set. And we're going to select the air quality data set. So you're going to call up the data set by saying data brackets air quality. And then if you want to find the structure of the data set, you type in str brackets air quality. So basically that tells you that it's a data frame with 153 observations of 6 variables. So the 6 variables are going to be ozone, which is an integer, solar R, which is an integer, wind is numeric, temperature is an integer, month is an integer, and day is an integer. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the statistics of the air quality data set. So you're going to type summary brackets air quality, and this is similar to the describe function in Python. So what the summary does is it gives you a summary of all of the columns of data, being ozone, solar R, wind, temp, month, and day. So that's similar to Python's describe command or describe function. And so this summary, you're going to get the minimum number, the first quartile, the median. And so the median is the value that is in the center of the vector. And then if the vector is odd numbered, then the median is the center value. If the vector is an even number, then you take the two even numbers and you add them together and divide them by 2, and that is your median. And then you're also going to get mean, which is the average of the vector. You get to the third quartile, and then you get your max. It tells you how many empty cells there are too. Like with Na, that tells you that with ozone, it's 37 cells are empty, and with solar R, there are 7 cells that are empty. And with wind temperature, month, and day, there are no empty values. And then what you can do is you can print the first six rows of data, and you do that by typing head brackets air quality. And then if you want a different number of rows, you can select that as well. But we're just going to stick with 6 for the time being because that is the inbuilt function. And so you can see that the number system in R starts at 1, and that is different from the numbering system in Python that starts at 0. You can also print the last 6 rows of the air quality data set by typing tail brackets air quality, and that will give you the final 6 rows of data as well. And also, if you want a different number of values, you can do that as well. But we're just going to stick with what's built into R for the time being. But you can say like, here is how you do it. It says n equals 6. So that tells you N is the number that it's going to do it in. So what you would do is if you wanted a different number for the head or the tail, you would just type in N equals, comma, N equals whatever number that you want, and it will run that for you. So we'll just say, comma, N equals 5. And then we will run it. And so you can see in this instance, it's only giving you the last 5 rows instead of the last 6 rows. And then if you have any experience with Python in the head and the tail, it gives you the first 5 and the last 5 rows, whereas in R, it'll give you the first 6 or the last 6 rows, unless you declare how many rows of data that you want. And so now what we're going to do, if you want some help on the air quality data set, you type question mark air quality, and then here it will give you a help. So air quality data set is daily air quality measurements in New York, May to September 1973. And then it says a data frame with 153 observations on 6 variables. And it says daily readings of the following air quality values for May 1, 1973, and it'll give you that information. And it says, tells you, I guess it's who they got this data set from. It says the data were obtained from the New York State Department of Conservation ozone data and the National Weather Service. So if you want to know more about the air quality data set, you can type in question mark air quality, and it will give you all the information they have on this data set. And so now another thing that you can do is you can check for missing values in the air quality data set. So you do that by typing call sums brackets is.na brackets air quality. And so that tells you how many missing values you have in each column of data. So whenever we did the summary, we already stated that you had 37 cells in the ozone column and 7 cells in the solar R column. But this is just another way to find the missing columns of data. And another thing that you can do is you can check the dimensionality of the air quality data set. So you do that by typing dim brackets air quality, and that tells you that it's 153 rows of data by 6 columns. And then I think this is the finally what we're going to do is we're going to plot the air quality data set, make a scatter plot. So plot brackets air quality $temp colon air quality $ozone. So air quality $temp is your X, is on the X-axis, and air quality $ozone is on the Y-axis. And then so you can see this is the plot that we have created. So you can see the temperature, the higher the temperature, the higher the ozone readings. So that is something very interesting that you can do. And this is just a way that you are able to describe an inbuilt data set. And if you don't necessarily have to use an inbuilt data set, because you can use a data set that you've got off the internet, or you can use a data set that you have stored in your computer. But using one of ours inbuilt data sets is an easy way to do it, where you don't have to go around hunting for a data set to use. And there are a lot of data sets in R that you can use to practice on. So that concludes this video. And the next video, we're going to be discussing data frames. So I hope you decide to watch it.